Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and this is the summary for the day of 804 for the 7th of May, or also known as the SITREP or Situation Report. This SITREP is earlier because I decided not to include information from the morning report from the Ukrainian Defense Ministry. I'm going to put it into the next day's SITREP because if not I'll be wasting time waiting for them to come out and they will be so late. So I'm going to do the SITREP right now. And then we have a few frontline changes report. We have Sokil, Urozhaine, and Robotyne. So we're going to start off with Sokil over in the Avdiivka Front. So this is the Avdiivka Front, and over at Sokil, this area, and the Russians are pushing towards progress. There is frontline changes around here. So based on the geolocation, as the Russians forces are getting attacked by Ukrainian drone, which shows that the Russians actually is progressing in around this area here, in the direction of Sokil, and in the north of in the direction of progress in the north of Sokil. So this is progress, and this is Sokil, and Russians pushing in this direction. So there is some heavy entrenchment around here. So we'll talk more about it during the rest of the SITREP. The next frontline change is over at Urozhaine in the Donetsk Front. So this is Donetsk city, and it's over here. So at the Urozhaine region, there is geolocation of Ukrainian forces counter-attacking Russian positions, and in fact they even captured a Russian soldier. So this geolocation shows that the Ukrainian forces have retaken this industrial building around here, and ejecting the Russians away from this foothold that they managed to hold. So it's amazing that the Ukrainian forces, despite all these heavy bombardments, still can operate and counterattack and even capture a Russian soldier. So that's all from the Urozhaine region in the Donetsk Front. The next frontline change is over at Robotyne. And so at the Robotyne, we have a continuation of the Russians' expansion against the Ukrainian mapping of at Robotyne. So previously, the Russians have taken this area here, and then it further up north. This time around, they have managed to be pushed out to this area here, geolocating themselves around here, confirming that the Russian forces have actually secured more grounds in the confirmation way of secure, because previously it's just a claim. So this time around, this is secure because of geolocation. So continue to expand Robotyne. If we base on Ukrainian mapping, the Russian forces have already taken 60% of Robotyne right now. So that's all from the frontline changes report. We move into the strategy and tactical reporting. First thing first is the Kherson Front. At the Kherson Front, we still have fighting reported at Kreminna. Based on the information from the Ukrainian Defense Ministry, they are still attacking this area here. So we will continue to monitor this area. And now we move on over to the situation at the Zaporizhzhia Front over this area here. Russian forces, as per just now mentioned, is fighting in the area of Robotyne. So they managed to expand control around here. And there is also information now of Russian forces attacking in the northwestern part of Verbove. So they are fighting in this area here, and this information is by both Russian and Ukrainian Defense Ministry. Both of them reported this. So Russian forces has basically resumed their offensive operations over in the Orikhiv sector of the Zaporizhzhia Front. And there is geolocation just further up north of Russian guided bomb strike on a Ukrainian position along the highway. And as we zoom out, I think there's one more around here. This is a Lancet suicide drone hitting electronic reconnaissance station. So basically it's like a stick-in kind of equipment around here. So this is the situation over at the Zaporizhzhia Front. We move away from the Zaporizhzhia Front over at the Donetsk Front. So this is the Donetsk Front, Velika sector, and then this is the Voleda sector, and then the Marinka sector. So Russian forces are attacking over at Makariivka, attacking Staromayorsky. Ukrainian forces counterattack at Staromayorsky. Russians attack at Urozhaine, but clearly Ukrainians also have attacked, but it was not reported, but it was geolocated. Russian forces attack Kyslivka, probably is a fire mission. There's fighting reported at Vodian, Konstantinivka, Bobeda, Georgievka and Krasnohorivka. So this is the strategic situation at the Donetsk front. There is no there's no further updates or in specific terms. Basically, this is just a strategic situation. There is no clear updates other than the Urozhaine part, which I already mentioned. Some geolocation of the things over at Urozhaine. This is, of course, the capture of the Russian soldiers, and then, of course, we have this airstrike and Urozhaine. So this the glide bomb strike. So we will continue to monitor the situation over at the Donetsk front. At the Avdiivka front, we have fighting reported over at Novokalinove, over at Ocheretine in the north of Ocheretine. Ukrainian forces counterattack. Russian forces attack Novo-Oleksandrivka. They are attacking towards Progress. They are attacking towards Ivanivka, attacking in the area of Solovove, towards Novoselivka, Persha, Semenivka, Umansky, Netelove, and Russian forces geolocated over at Pervomansky. Ukrainian forces getting hit a Bradley vehicle at Sokil, and there is Russian forces geolocated within Arkhangelsk. So this is the strategic situation over at the Avdiivka front. There is not much details regarding this area here. If we look at the northern side, the Russian forces is now pushing in this direction. This is geolocation. There's also a possibility that the Russians actually have more control, because the Ukrainian Defense Ministry mentioned Ivanivka on top of Progress, which is both mentioned by Ryba and Ukrainian Defense Ministry. So we are not entirely sure where the Russians are right now in terms of the front line, except for this geolocated one. The Russians could be actually attacking towards Progress and Ivanivka already in the northern part of Sokil. As I mentioned before, Russian forces have no reason to clash into Sokil because there's a heavy entrenchment around here. This is a heavy defensive position, so the Russians are going around it. Makes sense. Russian forces attacking towards Oleksandrivka, that one is a natural move. But the Ukrainian forces are holding the Russian back over in the north of Ocheretine. So this is impressive operations from the Ukrainians. It looks like the entire Russian breakthrough has ended in its phase. So this phase of breakthrough has largely ended. There's no more breakthroughs anymore. So there's just a continuation of the fighting, but there is no more breakout. So the Ukrainian forces have managed to reorganize themselves, particularly over this Arkhangelsk Kalinove defensive area, which I nicknamed this the Citadel, the new Citadel. So they are currently defending this position. So it looks like the front line is unable to change right now. Russian forces are trying to push out of Novokalinove, but no success. Pushing out of Solovove also, there's no success. The Ukrainian forces seems to be very determined to hold this position around here. So very very interesting situation around at this Avdiivka front. And we move further into the Niu-York Front. At the Niu-York Front, there is two reports. One is over at Pivdene, the Russians are attacking there, and another one is over at Oleksandropil. So the Oleksandropil, this operation here is something to relate with the Avdiivka Front's attack. With the Russian pushing over at Novokalinove and Arkhangelsk. Oops, I draw the arrow terrible. Then the Russians are also attacking at the Oleksandropil region. Probably is trying to do a flanking operation around this area here, but there is heavy entrenchment in this region here. There's a lot of heavy entrenchment around all of these places, so we will see how this progress. I think this is a bit off the center, and moving into the New York front is always not a good thing for the Russian forces, because you can see the behind this level of entrenchment is stupid. So for the Russians to attack into this direction is just pointless. They should just concentrate on the breakthrough around in the Novo-Oleksandrivka region. So anyway, we move on to the Bakhmut front. Over in the southern flank of the Bakhmut front, Russian forces attack over at Andriivka, Klishchiivka. Between Ivanivka and Klishchiivka, at Ivanivka in the area of Chasivya. So this is the situation around here in the south. And you go further up north, we have fighting reported at Orikhiv as well as at Novi. So this is the situation over at the Bakhmut front. There is geolocation of forces. So there is TOS-1A, the thermobaric missile strike over in Novi. So that is bad news for the Ukrainian forces over at Novi, because with the arrival of TOS-1A or TOS-2 or TOS-3, I'm not sure. There's rumors about TOS-3 being deployed. So it will mean that a lot of defensive positions become untenable. Just west of Stupovsky, we also have a Lancet strike on the Ukrainian tank that is holding in a reserve position. So we will continue to monitor the situation over at the Bakhmut Front. In the Avdiivka Front, Russian forces continue their Avdiivka offensive. The Siversk offensive. What did I say just now? Okay, again, repeat. At the Siversk Front, the Russian forces continue their Siversk offensive with fighting reported at Verkhnokanyamsky, Sprny, Vimka, over at Vasily and Rozdolivka. So this is the current situation, and it looks like there is a massive concentration of attacks in the southern part. So we will definitely continue to monitor and see, if this is something serious. So far, fighting at Rozdolivka all amounts to nothing. So it will take a bit of corroboration before we can actually ascertain anything to be actually happening around here. And we move on over at Kreminna. At the Kreminna Front, there is no reports of any fighting around this area. However, we do have a strike on the Ukrainian tank in the area of Torsky. So the fact that Ukrainian tanks is over in this southeastern part of Torsky means that this entire report about fighting south of Zaporizhzhia by the Ukrainian Defense Ministry cannot be corroborated. It makes no sense. So this is weird, just weird. Further up north, we have fighting reported at Nevsky, according to the Ukrainian Defense Ministry. But that's about it. We move further up north. There is fighting reported in the area of Svatove. So Russian forces are attacking in the Novosibirsk region, as well as Temechivka. Russian forces geolocated between these two arrows of their assault group getting hit by Ukrainian FPV drone. So around them, so there is this push in the area of Novosibirsk and Temechivka, but its progress is very slow because the Ukrainians have very good defensive positions around here. We will continue to wait and see whether the Russians can have any success. Over at the Kupyansk Front, at the Kupyansk Front, Russian forces continue to attack over at Sinkivka and Petropavlivka. Did I mark this wrong? Yeah, I marked this wrong. It's Pishani. Pishani is over here. I marked that wrong. So okay. So wrong. So ignore this red icon first. So I'm going to zoom out a bit. So Russian forces attack at Sinkivka over this area of Ivanivka as well as Pishani. This is the strategic situation. The icon, I put it wrong. I will amend it later after the recording. And the Ukrainian forces getting hit. There's an ammunition dump getting hit by Russian Grad rockets. So that's the situation around at Kupyansk Front. Nothing really to talk about, except that the latest report from Ryba, the pro-Russian source, report that after the Russian capture of Kyslivka and Kotlyarivka, now the focus is on Ivanivka. So this is the current situation that is happening. It looks like the Russians want to straighten the line around here and then proceed to continue the attack over to Stepova, Novoselivka. And of course, the Russian forces can push towards the highway and then swing to the rear. That's also a possibility. So we will monitor and see how these develop over at the Kupyansk Front. And there's only one report, one geolocation of Ukrainian pickup truck getting hit by artillery within the forest in the northern part of Kharkiv, and that's about it. So there's one more. In Shumi, there's an airstrike reported at Bilopilia. So that's all, not important. These border ones are not so important. So that's about it. So this is the SITREP or the summary for the day of 804 for the 7th of May. Do press the like button, subscribe, do share, help to share, definitely must share, and I'll see you guys in the next update.